Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos sensitive over being called fat. May 13, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos found love with Chock Chapple during her season of the show. The two became engaged on the season final. Since then, they have shared things about their life with their fans and how their engagement is going. In their latest post, the couple shared a video about how Joan became sensitive over being called fat. What happened? Keep reading to get all the details. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos reacts to being called fat. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple went to Instagram to share a video with fans. In the video, Chock told Joan they had something to talk about. Chock goes on to say that he was at the gym and he was asking his buddies for some advice. He continued to say that Joan is gorgeous, but recently she's been working out more and he's noticed some changes. Chock wants to compliment her, but he's not sure how without offending her, so he asked his friends how to go about it. One of his friends said he should tell her she's gorgeous and he knows she's been working out and now she looks even better. In the video, Joan responded to him, asking him if he's saying she looks fat. Chock said, No, I want to encourage you. She continued to talk to him, noting that, yeah, she had been working out, but did he think she looked fat before? He said no, he's never said that, while Joan said he was such a jerk. Were they being serious? At this point, Chock said you can't win. Joan began to smile and fans then knew that while Joan appeared to be oversensitive, thinking Chock said she's fat, they were just showing fans what can actually happen in conversations. He said, you try to compliment a woman, and they just read so much into it. She looks great and I appreciate her working out. That's the rabbit hole where every man in the free world. Joan kissed him on the cheek and said he was such a sweetheart. Then said, he thought I was fat. Chock said, oh my gosh, she looks great. They were laughing and then waved bye to everyone. Their caption said, compliment at your own risk. #Kaploshmer, #EngagedLife, #TheGoldenBachelorette. Joan and Chock continue to fall more and more in love. They spend tons of time together and appear to enjoy every minute of it. Fans can't wait to see these two make it down the aisle. In a recent interview, Joan admits that she knew fairly early on that Chock was the man for her. When his mother passed away during filming, she encouraged him to go home and take care of things. However, she admitted that if he had not returned, she doesn't think she could have finished the show. She would have always wondered what could have been. Now, they are happily engaged and are absolutely perfect together. What do you think about Joan and Chock's humorous video? Stay tuned for more updates. Joan Vassos breaks her silence. Sensitive over being called fat, the shocking truth behind her reaction. In the world of reality television, where the cameras never stop rolling, emotions run high, and the scrutiny can be relentless, few are prepared for the brutal weight of public opinion. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos, beloved by fans and adored for her down-to-earth personality, is no stranger to the spotlight. But recently, Joan has found herself facing one of the most challenging battles of her life, the public's cruel judgment of her body. Though she rose to fame as the charming, graceful, and relatable star of the highly anticipated season of Golden Bachelorette, it wasn't long before the online trolls began to attack her. Among the harshest of critiques was an accusation that has deeply shaken Joan, being called fat. For a woman who has always been open about her struggles, her triumphs, and her journey through life, this latest label feels like a blow to the heart. Joan has always championed self-love, body positivity, and the acceptance of every stage of life. So why are people calling her fat? And why is this particular insult one that has cut so deeply? In an exclusive interview, Joan Vassos opens up about her emotional reaction to being body-shamed and reveals the truth behind her vulnerability. Get ready to discover the side of Joan that fans rarely see, her struggle with her self-esteem, the toll social media has taken on her, and how she's learning to embrace her body despite the negativity. But that's not all. Joan's journey isn't just about handling criticism, it's about rising above it. In this emotional, raw, and revealing story, Joan shares how she is working to redefine beauty standards in her own terms, reclaim her power, and continue on her journey towards self-acceptance. Joan Vassos, the Golden Bachelorette we didn't expect. When Joan Vassos first graced our screens as the Golden Bachelorette, we all fell in love with her. At 60 years old, Joan was a breath of fresh air in a franchise often criticized for its narrow definition of beauty. With her warm smile, relatable nature, and genuine openness, Joan represented a voice that many had been waiting for, a voice of women in their prime who still crave love, adventure, and everything life has to offer. From the moment she stepped out of the limo, Joan captured the hearts of viewers. Fans cheered for her elegance, her sincerity, and her willingness to take risks in love. She became a symbol of hope, proof that no matter your age, you can still have a fairy tale romance. But when the cameras stopped rolling, Joan found herself facing a reality she wasn't prepared for. The comment sections of social media, once filled with messages of support, soon turned into a breeding ground for hate. The shocking comments, fat and unattractive. Joan Vassos had always been proud of her body, her curves, her confidence, her age. After all, at 60, she was embracing every inch of her experience, with all the wisdom and beauty that came with it. But when the comments started flooding in, she couldn't ignore the hurtful words that seemed to target her body specifically. "She's fat," one cruel tweet read. "Too old to be on this show," said another. Joan was shocked, not just by the sheer number of comments, but by how personal they felt. The body-shaming attacks were relentless. It wasn't just about Joan's age, it was about her physical appearance. "I'm not sure why people feel so comfortable commenting on someone's body, especially when they don't even know you," Joan shares in an exclusive conversation. "It was a shock to me at first. I've spent years loving myself, and yet the second I'm put on a platform like this, people find it necessary to tear me down." The emotional toll, how Joan struggled with the backlash. For Joan, the negative comments took an emotional toll that she hadn't expected. After all, she had spent years building her confidence. She had worked hard to be the woman she is today, strong, independent, and unapologetically herself. But suddenly, all of that was questioned by strangers who thought they had the right to comment on her body. "There were days when I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror," Joan admits. "I'd see those hateful comments, and it would make me second-guess everything. It made me feel like I wasn't enough." Joan's experience isn't isolated. Many women, particularly those in the public eye, face the crushing weight of society's expectations. Body shaming isn't just about appearance, it's about feeling like you're never enough. For Joan, that feeling was incredibly painful, especially when it came from people who were supposed to be supportive. The turning point, finding strength in her truth. As the weeks passed and the hate continued, Joan began to experience a turning point. Slowly, she realized that the criticism she faced wasn't about her. It was about the people who were making those comments. "At first, I tried to change myself. I thought maybe I should lose weight, dress differently, act differently. But then I realized that's not who I am," Joan explains, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "I don't need to change for anyone. I am beautiful as I am. And anyone who thinks differently doesn't deserve to be in my life, even if they are strangers." Joan's revelation was nothing short of transformative. She began to take back control of the narrative. Instead of being consumed by the negativity, she started focusing on the love and support from her true fans. Joan surrounded herself with people who encouraged her to be her authentic self, and she made it her mission to educate others about body shaming and its harmful effects. Joan's body positivity movement, turning pain into power. Inspired by her own journey, Joan took a bold step forward. she started sharing her experiences on social media, opening up about the emotional impact of body shaming. She spoke candidly about her vulnerability and how she had found strength in self-acceptance. Soon, she began receiving messages from women all over the world, thanking her for her courage and for speaking out about something they had never dared to say themselves. I didn't realize how many women felt the same way I did until I started talking about it, Joan reflects. It was like a light bulb moment for me. I wasn't alone in this, and neither are any of us. Joan's followers rallied behind her, using the hashtag #JoanIsBeautiful to show their support. Women of all shapes, sizes, and ages shared their own stories of overcoming body shaming and embracing their bodies just as they are. Your body is a reflection of your life, Joan says with conviction. It tells a story. Every wrinkle, every curve, every line. It's all part of who you are, and it should be celebrated. The future of Joan Vassos: empowerment, love, and new beginnings. As Joan continues her journey, her message remains clear: love yourself, embrace your body, and never let the opinions of others dictate your worth. Despite the challenges she faced on Golden Bachelorette, Joan has emerged stronger than ever, more determined to live her truth and inspire others to do the same. Being on Golden Bachelorette was one of the best experiences of my life, but it wasn't just about finding love. It was about finding myself again, Joan shares with a smile. And now I'm using my platform to help others do the same. Because we're all deserving of love, no matter our size, shape, or age. Joan Vassos has become a beacon of hope for those who feel like they don't fit society's narrow definition of beauty. She's showing the world that being golden isn't about age. It's about confidence, strength, and the ability to love yourself unconditionally. As the Golden Bachelorette continues her journey, she reminds us all, we're beautiful just as we are. Joan Vassos may have been called fat by the trolls, but to the millions of fans who support her, she is nothing short of a star, radiant, powerful, and unapologetically herself. Final thoughts: why Joan's story matters. Joan Vassos' experience is a powerful reminder that beauty is not defined by the number on a scale, the shape of your body, or the opinions of others. In a world that often seeks to tear women down, Joan stands tall, showing that true beauty comes from within. Her courage to share her story and stand up to body shaming is inspiring, and her legacy as the Golden Bachelorette will go down as a testament to self-love, resilience, and the power of owning your narrative. For Joan, the journey is just beginning, and as she continues to inspire women everywhere, one thing is clear: Joan Vassos is a force to be reckoned with, and she's not going anywhere. Stay tuned for more updates on Joan's journey, her fight against body shaming, and the incredible impact she continues to have on the world, because Joan's story is far from over, and we're all lucky to witness it.